here with the sand and the...
From CBS News headquarters in New York, here is Dan Rather.
Good day. There is about to be a briefing at the Pentagon on how the Persian Gulf is going. Doing the briefing will be Rear Admiral John McConnell, who is the intelligence chief for the Military Joint Chiefs, and General Tom Kelly, who is chief of operations for the Joint Chiefs. Now, while we're waiting for the briefing to begin, we think it'll only be a few moments. Here's a look at the latest developments. We're going to hold on for just a second to see if the briefing is about to begin. No. Sirens wailed again tonight in Tel Aviv, people being told once again to don gas masks, but there were no Iraqi missile attacks against Israel today, although there were several starts and stops and emergencies. No actual attacks took place. The all clear was sounded in Israel about 2-3 hours ago, and nothing has sounded since then. Let's go now to the briefing room.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As of 4:30 p.m. today Eastern Time, we're now 21 and a half hours into the second day of Operation Desert Storm. Secretary Cheney and General Powell continue to be satisfied with the progress of the operation. They're impressed with the systems, the reliability of the systems that are in use, but they are most impressed with the performance of the men and women of the United States military who are making this operation work so well. American and coalition aircraft continue to hit military targets in Iraq and Kuwait. For the second day in a row, they have struck hard, but their firepower has been applied with precision, limiting to the extent possible the application of force to military facilities and away from civilians. Here to bring you up to date this afternoon are two of the top military leaders in the Pentagon. Lieutenant General Tom Kelly is the Director of Operations for the Joint Staff, and Rear Admiral Mike McConnell is Director for Joint Staff Intelligence. And since the very first minutes of this operation, they've been in constant touch with Central Command. They are the source of information that the Chairman turns to, that the President turns to, that the Secretary turns to. They've had a very busy operation, or a very busy day here today. They were two of the folks who were in on the meeting this afternoon with the President, and of course it's a long day for them, so they don't have a lot of time to spend with you, but will spend as much time with you as they can. General Kelly will have a brief statement, and then they'll both be available to answer your questions. And let me appeal to you, if I may, when you have a question, to please raise your hand and let them point to you rather than everybody trying to ask a question at once. It makes it very hard to transcribe and to hear what the question is. So with that, General Kelly, Admiral McConnell.
Good afternoon. You all saw General Schwarzkopf's press conference this morning, I think, so that is a prologue to what I'm about to say. For that reason, I don't have an opening statement except to say that we are 45.5 hours into the operation in toto, less than 2 days. We have more than 450,000 U.S. troops in theater now. The campaign continues to unfold acceptably. We are happy with the results we have achieved so far. Bearing in mind we've only been doing this for a short time. Mike McConnell and I would be happy to entertain any questions that you may have. Yes, sir, on the end.
How concerned are you that these Scud missile batteries could be hidden in civilian, highly populated civilian areas? And if this is the case, how do you plan to extract them from those areas?
We would be concerned about that. We are searching assiduously for all of the Scud launchers, as a matter of fact. But so far we haven't seen any that have been hidden in civilian population centers. Those we've encountered have been out in the countryside or hidden in open areas.
Can you give us a sense, General, of how many have been found and destroyed, and how many you think the Iraqis have left, and their capability of continuing to fire toward U.S. or Israeli forces?
General Schwarzkopf said this morning he felt that we had gotten a substantial number of the mobile launchers. I'll stick with that. I believe he said we had gotten 10 and we're going after 2 more. You're never satisfied with your effort until you get them all, but we think we're doing pretty well, and as I said, we're searching for them assiduously every way that we can, and as soon as we see one, we attack it.
And a sense of how many are left, sir? On the number of American casualties and in the aircraft lost so far?
Casualties, very hard to say. We have lost 4 U.S. aircraft. They contained 9 people, so we're carrying those 9 people as missing. I believe there was some indication that one of them might be dead, but I'm not sure of that. and they all, of course, went down behind enemy lines. We do have active search and rescue operation capabilities, and we'll utilize them.
Have there been any successful extractions of downed air crews yet?
We don't want to talk about that because it could be inimical to those that would go behind. I would just say that we're doing everything we can to get our pilots back.
General, can you tell us about the progress, the preparation for the ground war, the softening up of the dug-in troops over there?
Would you say the first part again?
Can you tell us about the success of the preparation for the ground war, the bombardment, the softening up of the dug-in troops in southeastern Iraq and in Kuwait?
We don't want to discuss specific attacks on specific targets. As I indicated in the beginning, we're satisfied with the results that we're getting. We're only a short way into this campaign, less than 2 days, but things are going, as General Schwarzkopf said, just about the way we planned them, so we're satisfied.
Could you assess for us Iraqi opposition to date, the kind of anti-aircraft fire you've run into, what kind of dogfights you've encountered with Iraqis, and what are the 8 Iraqi aircraft we've shot down?
The intelligence officer talks about the Iraqi side. Mike?
So far, we would characterize the reaction as defensive on the part of the Iraqis. The airplanes that we suspect have been down so far include MiG-29s, probably French Mirage F-1s, and a couple of other airplanes suspected damage, probably on the ground. So it looks like 8 engaged and down in the air. That's an uncertain figure, as you might imagine. There's a lot of ambiguity, uncertainty related with it. And so we're still sorting that out.
How do you assess the Iraqi, to follow up, how do you assess the Iraqi air defense system and how it was activated in the initial hours of the attack?
The Iraqi air defense system is a sophisticated system. It is similar to Western standards by design. However, execution so far has not been as sophisticated as we would expect by Western standards.
Admiral, can you follow, just to follow up on that, countering the Iraqi Air Force also entails knocking out airfields, cratering runways. Could you give us some sense of what portion of the Iraqi Air Force might have been disabled? Some foreign defense officials, I think the French defense official, have talked about knocking out 50% of the Air Force. What portion of the Iraqi Air Force has been disabled? And what aircraft may have managed to have escaped by flying away or flying to northern bases?
We're not aware of any aircraft that were able to escape, for example, from the country to leave. I would rather not address specific operational aspects of damage to date, other than to go back to General Kelly's statement that our efforts on the offensive side are going about as planned. And I would comment that in this kind of operation, air defense and air bases are generally what you would want to engage early in the campaign to establish air superiority.
Admiral, do you believe there are any American prisoners of war?
We know of no American prisoners of war at all.
So you discount the reports from Baghdad?
Don't discount anything. We just don't know if there are any American prisoners of war. We're carrying those folks as missing, and we're searching for that.
Can you describe the role of the Apache attack helicopter? It doesn't appear to have been used in its primary anti-armor role.
The Apache helicopter has been used, is doing well, and is fitted right in with the campaign plans being executed to date and to be executed in the future.
Can you describe how it's been used?
I would prefer not to get into that right now. And the more we tell you about how we're using something, the more we're telling Saddam Hussein about it.
Does it include special operations?
It could.
General, how many cruise missiles have we launched to date? The last number we had, I think, was over 100. What's a good number now, and also for sorties of aircraft?
Sorties of aircraft, and you have to define sorties. One fellow will tell you 1,300, and one fellow will tell you 2,000. The sorties I'm addressing are aircraft going out on missions into the area of operations, and through today, which will end at 7 o'clock tonight, the Washington time, 1900, there will have been 2,107 combat sorties flown and 196 missiles.
Are you still sticking to the figure of 80% effectiveness?
80% from my perspective. Remember, I'm looking at the information that comes into the Pentagon. Looks good to me. I know it's what the Singh said, and we agree with it completely.
General, would you say it's fair to characterize the U.S. and the Allies as now having achieved the initial objective of air superiority?
No, I wouldn't. I would say that that they are proceeding toward it as we envisaged when the campaign began. I think a substantial portion of that's behind us. I don't think we've achieved it completely, but I think we will in due course.
General, how long do you think it will take?
Hard to say.
General, does it now appear that this war can be won with just air power?
One never knows that, and I think that that other speakers, my bosses, have addressed that in the past. You are never sure until it's over. We are dealing with the future. We must maintain the capability to take the ground that we said we would take.
But based on how things have gone during the first 2 days, can't you draw some encouraging conclusion?
Well, the conclusion I would draw as a soldier is that that large army is still sitting there, and it has to be rooted out. How we do that, we will attempt to do it the most efficient way that we can, but in the final analysis, we have to have the capability to go in there if we must. Yes,
General, what was the 4th aircraft that we lost, and were any aircraft lost in dogfights?
There were no aircraft lost in dogfights. 4th aircraft that we lost, U.S. lost, was lost today, and it was an A-6.
General, in your efforts to target the command and control and communication sites of the Iraqi military, can you say now whether Saddam Hussein is in control of his troops, whether he has power over them?
I can't answer that with a great degree of certitude. It's just the kind of question that my comrade here ought to address.
We believe he still is maintaining control over all elements of his armed forces.
You know, is that what you would have expected at this point in time, or would you? What's your time frame for really getting him out of control?
Let me answer your first question and say that's what we expected up to this time.
This is CBS. We now join As the World Turns, already in progress.
Cal's table. And then when Cal asks Lila to dance, she comes racing over to make sure that you can't ask me.
And then he foils all her plans by suggesting that we change partners.
Except, you know, I think that if the music had not ended right at that moment, she wouldn't have let Cal cut in.
Probably would have punched somebody.
I know. What's so funny this early in the morning? We were just talking about what a good time we had last night, and your singing was incredible. You were great.
I thought you were taking Chris to preschool.
You're right, and I'm on my way. I'll see you later.
Okay. You know, the next time I ask to the Mona Lisa, I'm going to have to see if Bob's going to be there.
Oh, I didn't mind. I just hope Lisa doesn't fire you, that's all.
Please. So, did Cal get you home safely?
Yes, he was a perfect gentleman.
Oh, of course.
Though I sense that he was preoccupied about something. Probably some mega-million-dollar oil deal or something.
Cal, any word from Angel?
No, I'm afraid not, Holden. But I plan to stick around all morning to man the phone, so if she calls, you'll be the first one to know.